Good morning, everybody, especially those of you who have taken the Hex pill and have entered the rabbit hole of mad gains. I hope everyone is doing well. Things are good here. Just another day at work and another opportunity to reach out to all of you. And I especially want to thank those of you who have sent me tips and have subscribed and left comments. Those things are so much appreciated, and I'm not saying that just to pander to you guys because I have too much respect for you to do something like that. The reason I am saying that is because I do have experience with blogging and making videos and producing other content in the past, and most of it pretty much gathered almost zero attention. So the fact that there is response and interaction now just makes it all worth it. It's just a really awesome journey and an awesome project to be participating in. And speaking of the Hex project, there is a website called hexpool.win that came to my attention several days ago, if not a week ago. And it's a fairly simple service. They offer 3 different staking pools for people to participate in. In the Hex program, there is what is called the Bigger Pays Better bonus. And the largest stake that one can set up in Hex is for 150 million tokens. And that will give you the maximum Bigger Pays Better bonus for doing that. So what Hexpool is doing is they're putting together pools for people to contribute to. And once that pool reaches a 150 million Hex mark, that pool will be staked for the stated time. Right now they have a 36-day, a 365-day, and a 3,650-day pool. I'm presently participating in the 36-day pool. I've put a deposit in every day now for the last 3 days. And depending on how fast that pool fills will determine my participation in another pool. I would like to get involved in the 365-day pool also, but I want to see the 36-day pool fill up first. So it's worth checking out. I don't know if Richard has said anything about it yet, but it's pretty straightforward. You deposit your Hex and you get a share of the Bigger Pays Better bonus for doing so, and I believe you get a share of the interest also, but you'd have to read that for yourself on the homepage of the site. So, and speaking of the bonuses, there's also the Longer Pays Better bonus. And I believe it is the Hexologist who has talked about the 5,555-day club, where, if people stake 5,555 Hex for 5,555 days, you get the prestigious honor of being part of this elite club of Hexual people. So anyway, I have at least 3 stakes for 5,555 coins for 5,555 days. And that doesn't include the previous stakes that I've set up for other amounts for that same time. And I noticed the first 2 stakes I did yielded me 1.649 trillion shares for doing that stake. That was for the first 2. But the third one only yielded me 1.648 trillion shares for doing the exact same amount for the exact same time. So that shows that you get less shares for your stakes as time goes on. And Richard had said in his one video that he did recently. Because the share rate goes up every day, there's going to be a point where shares are going to be more scarce than the coins themselves. So there's actually more value in the shares that you have than the coins that you have under those circumstances. So fortunately for me, and I don't mean to brag, but I have enough HEX staked between now and the next 5 years that HEX doesn't have to appreciate in value too much in order for me to be pretty much well off enough that I could live off of HEX very comfortably, actually. So practically everything that I'm staking now, besides in the pool, I'm staking for 5,555 days just because I have that at my disposal. And it doesn't hurt just to have something for the future, just in case the future is there for you. Every day's a gift, so be thankful for what you have. So, apart from those things, I was thinking more about the subject of property that I've talked about the last 2 days. And before going into that any further, I just want to make the point that there's nobody here but us people. And that may sound overly simple, but it's actually a very profound revelation once you get it. It's one of those things that is easy to assume, oh yeah, I get it, yeah, sure. But when you hear people talk and you listen to what they say, they often say things that would indicate that there is something else here besides us people. They usually talk about they and them, and they talk about, the government and the banks and these powers that are, you would think that they were autonomous entities that exist on their own merit. But the fact is, those things wouldn't exist if there were not people occupying the positions of administration within those different bodies. So there really is no such thing as government. There's only people operating in government positions. So there's nobody here but us people. And others would say, well, what about God? Don't you believe in God? Yeah, there's a God. And from my experience, God operates within people. So, once again, there's nobody here but us people. So, everything that happens in this world is the result of what us people do and how we respond to one another and to the circumstances of life. And when you see that, and when you understand that, then that liberates you from a lot of the constructs that we have a tendency to build throughout the course of our lives as a result of the context of our own character. And that is the thing that's going to be the essential building block for having things differently is character. Because that will influence our relationship to property, and particularly how we relate to one another. Because the ultimate solution for everything really lies in ceasing from treating other people as property. And that, it's a simple solution, but it's a very daunting one because we are naturally prone to want to have property. So there will be a lot more that could be said about this, but I'm going to stop for now. I am coming up on my 10-minute mark, and I am on a job site, so I do need to get to work. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I look forward to hearing from you all soon, and take care. See ya.